Welcome in, everyone. You're on Corn This Way on a lovely Tuesday in Nebraska. Well, I guess lovely. 105 degrees outside today. Try not to melt into the sidewalk. Escape the heat if you can. Speaking of heat, yesterday, Big Ten Volleyball Media Days. First one ever. Historic day. Gotta like it. The Huskers, number 2 in the preseason conference poll, right behind defending national champion Wisconsin. Not a huge surprise there. Those teams are going to tussle a lot this year, and we look forward to it. All-conference preseason team. Huskers well represented there. Caitlin Horn, that's a Penn State transfer. She's on there. Maddie Kubik, unanimous selection. Not a shock, right? Lexi Rodriguez on the first team as well. That was the good yesterday with Nebraska volleyball, which alludes to the bad with Nebraska volleyball. The situation with Kayla Caffey. We discussed this last week, and it has evolved since then, or devolved, depending on your opinion and interpretation. This was the narrative last week. John Cook says Caffey left into the transfer portal to pursue other opportunities. A few hours later, via social media, Kayla Caffey says, yeah, I did leave, but I didn't have a scholarship anymore. Okay, we got a conflict there. Fast forward to yesterday at Big Ten Volleyball Media Days. John Cook, well, he said a lot. That's not surprising. Coach Cook does say a lot. He elaborates and he shares his opinion. One of my favorite press conferences to cover each week is that volleyball press conference because he's entertaining and he elaborates and it's refreshing. Now yesterday, that probably backfired just a bit. He said a ton. I can't get to all of it or this will be a 30-minute show, so let's hit on the key points. Here we go. In November, I asked Kayla, do you want to come back for your super senior year? And she said yes. They, and by they he means the NCAA, also hit us with a year penalty if she was going to be at Nebraska that we could take this year or next year. So we continued to have discussions. I double-checked with Kayla. Are you sure you want to do this? Because it cost us a lot. And we were fully committed to 2 scholarships to her over 2 years for her to play her super senior year. Last week, she said she was done. That's about all I know. Okay, that was during the day at Big Ten Volleyball Media Days. Fast forward again a few hours. We get an email in our inbox from Nebraska Athletics at 8 o'clock. It's a statement from Coach Cook. Here it is. To clarify my press conference statement at Big Ten Media Days earlier today, Kayla did not have an athletic scholarship for this upcoming fall semester. Kayla had been working in outside NIL deals that would cover her expenses. But she notified me last week she was going to enter the transfer portal. Kayla was a great Husker. While we anticipated having her be a part of this year's team, I respect that this is a personal decision for her. We wish her the best going forward. Okay, takeaways here. What a mess. Hook it up. This can't happen on the communication front. Okay? John Cook is a legend. He's the best coach at Nebraska. Not going to debate that with you. He's got the finger bling to prove it. But this was a miss. And I'm not talking about the scholarship issue, okay? Who the hell am I to tell John Cook how to manage a college volleyball roster? You want to know how to eat a box of Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies and cry yourself to sleep at night? Well, then buy a ticket to my TED Talk next week. But what I am talking about a miss here is on the communication front. This can't happen. The truth, my friends, just get us to the truth. A simple yet complex solution to many things in life, right? Are we at the truth? Hopefully, for both parties involved, we are. It didn't have to be this rocky to get there. I hope Kayla finds whatever it is she's looking for, and I hope Nebraska can turn its focus to the season now, because this was some unnecessary drama on a lot of levels. Okay, I'm going to climb off my high horse now. I got a little riled up there. Let's get into football. Yesterday, we said we were going to be able to watch 20 to 30 minutes of practice, and by God, we did. And our team, man, they amaze me every time. So much stuff for you to read, watch, listen to. They break down everything. Every little thing they see, they throw on there. So guess what? We're going to get into it. Swag Tractor coming back. Video rewind. Some video clips from yesterday we should discuss. The first swag, a little different swag. This is swag with an edge. Mickey Joseph. Not in the mood for shenanigans yesterday, my friends. This is from Amy Justice's story. Beautiful setup here by Amy. Mickey Joseph scanned his eyes around looking for a leader to rally the wideouts. Nebraska's receivers coach wanted someone to say something, anything, after the Husker wideouts, quote, got our butts whooped, unquote, and, quote, took it on the chin, unquote, from the defensive backs during Monday's practice. But in searching for that alpha, Joseph only found himself. Damn, that's good writing. Amy Just, my friends. Yeah, Mickey, not in a good mood. Check out the video.
Nobody stepped up and said anything, and that's my problem. That's my problem, with them right now. Is that when things are going bad, somebody's got to call a group in and say, okay, hey, let's settle down and get it going. Because listen, I'm not going to be out there with them. I told them like this: if I got to lead the room, I'll lead the room. But I'd rather them do it, and they're going to learn. But they're going to learn. But they know what to expect. But they know one thing: I'm going to be hard on them. I'm not going to look away. I'm not going to look away and act like I don't see it. They understand it. They understand what my thing is. I rule it with an iron fist, and they understand that, and I think they accept that.
I like it. Okay. Yeah, Mickey's intense. He has high expectations, but his kids usually love him. You've heard tons of them over the years at LSU and other places mention him as a somewhat father figure, right? So he has an in with the kids, and at the same time, he's trying to find a leader within the room, develop leadership from within. I think that's a good thing, right? That's the edge. Hopefully that edge stays right where it needs to be, because that's what Nebraska needs. So Mickey, looking for his alpha. Hope he finds it. Okay, on to the teasing swag category. Sam Kewen yesterday. I told you guys, if there's one video you're going to watch every day after these practices, watch our practice recap with our writers. You just get stuff you're not going to get anywhere else. And yesterday I saw Sam tweet something and I went, what? And then he doubled down in the video yesterday. Take a look.
I'll tell you what, I was struck by the arm talent today of the quarterbacks. I think this is the best arm talent they've had collectively since, collectively 2006. I mean, it's a long time when you really think about the arm talent that's been in that room. When you don't have a normal pro-style offense and you're kind of in a hybrid option offense, you don't have the kind of arm talent that I think Nebraska's kind of got right at this moment.
Easy, Sam. Whispering sweet nothings in our ear, injecting that hope into our veins. Wow, that's a big statement. Sam's watched a lot of football, so I trust him with what he says. But man, as a fan, you can't help but get a little giddy when you hear something like that, right? A lot of football to be played, but very interesting. You also heard Mark Whipple say it yesterday. Strongest arm he thinks on that roster, Torres, the freshman. Yeah, interesting dynamic in the quarterback room. Sam's getting our hopes up. Okay. Another clip I thought was very interesting was from Sean Beckton. He was discussing the tight ends, but someone asked him about special teams. Check this out.
It's a dogfight in every drill that we're doing, special teams wise, offensively and defensively. It's been pretty even pretty much all camp. Guys fighting each other, working extremely hard. I think the leadership has been really good thus far on both sides of the ball.
Well, that's good. We need a dogfight on special teams, right? I mean, hell, last year, special teams, it's kind of like, here, this football, right? I'm Lucy. I got the football. Here comes Nebraska's hopes and dreams last year. I'm special teams. Whoop! See you later. That's what it felt like, right? Many times during the course of the season. So if there is a dogfight, there is competition on special teams, that's a damn good thing for Nebraska. Speaking of which, Thursday, we'll hear from Bill Bush. Always an entertaining interview. That's a massive part of Nebraska season. We know that, right? There's so many variables, but that special teams cannot cost them games. So it's kind of good to hear out of camp that there is that competitive nature going on inside of that. Okay, stuff to read. Like I told you, there's so much stuff linked down below. Check out all of it. One of the coolest features we do after those open practices is called our Camp Chatter. It's basically sights and sounds of Nebraska's quarterbacks, new O-line coach, special teams drills. It's seen and heard. Every little thing that our team witnessed or heard yesterday at practice they think of interest is listed in that story. Check that one out. I always love those recaps. Tom Chattel, last week on our HE double hockey sticks segment, we were talking about Pat Narduzzi's comments. Yeah, someone asked Mark Whipple about it yesterday. I love the headline from Chattel here. Chattel, a word about Narduzzi's comments? Nope. Mark Whipple only had a mischievous smile. Gotta like that. Thanks for asking about that, Tom. Check out that column. Some good insight into that situation there. But yeah, Mark Whipple taking the high road. Interesting concept, Pat Narduzzi. All right, and finally, Husker Notes. I love this column as well. Yesterday, who is Nebraska's number 2 tight end? Sean Beckton has a few ideas. Everyone knows it's Travis Vokalek. That's the starter at tight end for Nebraska. The competition behind looks like it's pretty vicious. Some dudes stepping up, improving their bodies, improving their skill sets. Some very interesting things. Check that story out. Okay, What's coming up the rest of this week? Like I told you, Thursday we'll have availability with some special teams coaches, including Bill Bush. That'll be interesting. And then Friday we hear from the head man himself, Scott Frost. So busy 2 days to close out the week. Give us a gander. We'll go from there. Until that time, keep it real, my friends, because we're all just corn this way.